Hello friends, this is Satvinder Bhatia from Sukhmani Immigration Services, Brampton, Canada. I'm a regulated and licensed Canadian immigration consultant. Today I'll be talking about a very important letter which comes from immigration, and this letter is not a very pleasant letter. So we'll talk about this letter, but before that, very small request. If you are new to the channel and have not subscribed yet, please do consider subscribing. We talk a lot about Canadian immigration, news, update, tips, tricks on this channel. If you like the video, please share it with your family and friends so that they can also benefit. Please press the bell icon so this video comes to you immediately when we upload. Just remember one single thing, that this channel is dedicated to Canadian immigration, and you'll be getting all the news about Canadian immigration on that. So with that, let's move on to a very important topic. But before that, once again requesting you to subscribe to the channel. So the topic here is Procedural Fairness Letter. In short, this is called PFL. So PFL, what is PFL? How it can impact you, and what are the consequences? Very few people are aware of this, and very few professionals deal with this. So you will find very less knowledge available about this on internet, and very few people deal. I'm talking about the professionals. Bloggers don't know this. They are beyond this, right? So beyond the bloggers, food bloggers, all these, they don't deal with this. They don't understand what it is. So I'm talking about the professionals, the lawyers, and the seasoned immigration consultants. Even they also, very few people deal with it. So let's talk about this important aspect, procedural fairness letter. So first of all, what is it? So procedural fairness letter, it is a letter. By definition, it is a letter or a communication which comes from IRCC or IRB. So Immigration Refugee Board also can send you this. This is regarding the concerns a visa officer has about eligibility, about inadmissibility, and misrepresentation. So these are the three important things. This is by definition. Let us look at the purpose of this. What is the purpose of the PFL? So the purpose of the PFL is to provide an applicant with an opportunity to respond. Suppose I am the applicant, I sent my file, so visa officer found something wrong in the file, and then they said, okay, we are finding this thing wrong, we give you an option before rejecting, option before taking any kind of one-sided decision. And that option is based on a very famous landmark judgment. This landmark judgment is called Baker versus Canada, and this decision is upheld by Supreme Court of Canada, which requires, which mandates that before you take such kind of decision, you have to do a procedural fairness. And that's how the procedural fairness came into existence. So that's the definition and the purpose. Now, procedural fairness letter, the another thing which we need to talk about are reasons why PFL comes. So why PFL comes? The first and the biggest reason is misrepresentation. And if the officer feels, let's put it this way, if the officer feels that you have misrepresented certain facts, although you may not have misrepresented, but the immigration officer feels that you have misrepresented certain facts, they will send you a procedural fairness letter. In addition to misrepresentation, if officer feels they have any kind of concerns about the relationship and family sponsorship, right? Suppose there is no birth certificate, or they are not able to find the relationship between a mother and a son, a husband and a wife, a parent and a grandparent, right? So all these relationships, if they are not able to find the proof of relationship, they can ask for a PFL. So employment claims, right? You have an employment history, a work history. So if that is there, those claims are not substantiated. Claims, particularly in express entry, and these days, please take my word for this. These days, you will find many PFLs are coming in express entry because lot of do it yourself DIY clients. So many DIY clients do that, and knowingly or unknowingly, mostly unknowingly, they do silly mistakes, and those mistakes in express entry. And I always say, express entry, my friend, is brutal. So express entry is the best way to immigrate, but it is brutal. So if you have any kind of mistake, you can see a PFL, Procedural Fairness Letter, education credential assessment or verification. So if third party has done, my, for example, you have done VAS or you have done ICAS or any other third party verification, and what you are saying in your credentials is something other than what actually the third party is saying, then you can get PFL on education credential also. Here is the biggest one: criminal inadmissibility. So criminal inadmissibility, many times if a person has worked in army, in police, particularly, and I have to take the name, sorry, I have to tell you because lots of things, these things are going on, particularly for Punjab police, and those who have served in the Punjab police in the era of 90s, late 90s. So you can see criminal inadmissibility coming on them. So medical inadmissibility, this is the most challenging because very few people have a medical background. I do have that medical background, but very few people have a medical background who can understand what the medical inadmissibility means and how do you deal with it. Very few people. So medical inadmissibility is the biggest challenge which you see, and many times PFL comes in medical inadmissibility. Misleading documents. So your documents are forged, scan is not clear, your pay stubs are altered, scratched, half, so edited, all these things lead to PFL. So these are some common reasons you find the PFL. Now, let us see how do you respond to this PFL? Why it is important responding to PFL? So, PFL, a letter comes and people say, oh, what is that? They don't care about it. But this is the most critical letter you can receive. PFL, failure to respond to PFL can lead to straight away your application refusal. So please be aware because many times people are not aware. Awareness is the key. So if you get a PFL, if you do not respond, it is 100% application refusal. In addition to that, you will get a ban of or 5-year ban of misrepresentation. That is very much possible. And a proper response can, of course, if you do a proper response, not only it will protect your Canadian dream, it will protect your immigration application, it will clarify, and it will also help you to reinforce the credibility. So it is very important responding to a PFL. Now, the question is, so how to respond? You understand responding to a PFL is important, but how to respond? This is not a cakewalk. This is not a letter, a normal ordinary letter. It's like a bomb which has come on to you. So response has to be a highly professional response because this is a make or break. Remember, make or break situation for you. Either you will sail or you will sink. So this is the most important response you are going to give. First of all, you have to understand the issue. What is the issue? Why I have got this letter? Why visa officer has sent this letter? So understanding the issue, number one. Number two, collect the evidence. You have to provide the evidence. If it is related to the pay stub, get other pay stubs, get a scan. If it is related to the birth certificate, you may require an affidavit. If it is requires, it depends on the situation. If it is a medical inadmissibility, you may have to go for the medical test to prove that you do not have medical inadmissibility. So there is no set formula. The biggest problem is there is no set formula. There is nothing like one size fits all. So it depends what the issue is, what is the concern, and understanding the concern, collecting the evidence. Once you have the evidence, which is could be affidavits, which could be employers' letters, all these information, you collect the evidence. Then you have to have a clarity. The response should be professional, clear, concise, to the point. You just can't beat around the bush. And of course, if you do not know what to do, I will strongly tell you to take a professional help. Take a professional help of either an immigration lawyer or immigration consultant who deals with this type of problem. Not everyone deals with it. I am telling you, not everyone deals with you with this type of issue. So, how to respond, you have learned. Now, the question is, what is the tips or how you can make the response stronger? How you can make your response stronger? Use professional language. He is not your friend. He is not your colleague. When I say he is visa officer. So visa officer is not your colleague. He is not your friend. He is not your relative. He is an officer who is deciding your case. You have to have a professional tone, and honesty is the best policy. Simple. Be honest, be truthful. So address each point which is mentioned in the letter very clearly, very explicitly, and highlight if you have committed a mistake. Admit that you have inadvertently committed a mistake, and you can explain the circumstances how this mistake happened, and you can then organize and label your documents and then provide case laws. Now, what is this case law? Case laws are past cases. Like I have given you the Baker versus Canada. There are so many past cases which are a landmark judgment. So you can use those cases in the case which is similar, and you can say, okay, these are the similar cases. This is what happened. So I should be also treated like that. As simple as that. So these are the tips for writing a strong response to the PFL. Now, what are the mistakes you should avoid? And a newcomer or new person who is not aware of this always commits these type of mistakes. So first of all, the biggest mistake you can do is ignore the letter. Do not ignore the letter. That's the biggest mistake you can ever commit. And deadline. If they have given you 30 days, answer within 30 days. Answer if you have given you 14 days, answer within 14 days. And submit incomplete response is another blunder. Please do not commit that. So, of course, writing an emotional response. It is not a HNC application, my friend. There is no need of emotions here. No emotions are required. You have to be to the point, clear, concise. That's it. Emotions have no role in this type of application. Misrepresenting. You further misrepresent. That's even worse. So do not do that in the response. These are the common mistakes you should avoid answering a PFL. Last, what is the impact? As I said, impact the initial reaction. Most of the time, I have seen people running to my office. I got a letter. I got a letter. They are shaking, almost shaking. That's the scene I have seen many times. So you receive a letter, you are shaking, you are stressful. I know it is a big deal, and the fear of rejection, that sword of rejection hangs on you. I understand that. But that you have to get above that. You have to get above that. And I would say you treat it as an opportunity. Do not get into that fear factor, because fear will not let you think rationally. So take the fear out. Of course, yes, I understand it is a stressful situation, but take the fear out of this. Answer rationally, answer professionally, and I would say this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity, not a setback, because visa officer has given you a chance to tell your story, to tell your part, right? To clarify the misunderstanding. So IRCC is willing to respond to you before making a decision. They are asking you to provide that information. If you provide the information, if the information is perfect, PFL done perfectly, many cases are won. So that's about the PFL. And again, it's very important. If you need to discuss your case with us, more than welcome. You can book an appointment and you can discuss any type of immigration case with us. Whether it is a refugee case, whether it is an appeal case, detention case, inadmissibility, any type of case you can discuss with us. So our office is located in Brampton, one and only one office, that's in Brampton. Address, email ID, phone number. Everything is right shared with you here. Very important. If you have still not subscribed to the channel, please do consider subscribing. Thank you very much for watching the video. Thanks.